Good morning.
Good morning, Myra, Darlene, and Denise. Good morning to Myra, Darlene, and Denise.
And good morning to Traci. Good morning to you. Good morning to Traci. Good morning to you.
Yay!
Good morning, Myra. Good morning. I was all up on it squinting because I didn't have my glasses on because I can't do both. I can't read the chat without my glasses. And I thought,
Mhm.
oh, Myra's already on.
Yay! How are you doing this morning, Myra? Oh, it's it's a beautiful day.
Oh, okay. I couldn't figure out what I had done on the Facebook side. I was so glad to get Bailey home yesterday. I just kept walking around. It kind of worked out good because she was at they call it the doggy spa
Hmm.
while the bed was being moved and all that. So that worked out real well. But once all that was finished and I was walking through the house, I'm like, look, I'm ready for Bailey to be back home. I just
Yeah. Good morning to Willow. Good morning to you. Good morning to Willow. Good morning to you.
good morning, Willow. Good morning. Whew, you guys almost me and Denise got talking this morning because she does my wake up call. And then I was like, oh, I got to jump in the shower. Oh, let me
Yeah, I
see.
had to.
All right. You guys, I asked Tiffany on the phone, I said, well, what can you have? I said, I know you're going to need a hard candy to not smoke. So she said, yes, hard candy, maybe some different kinds of soups that she can tolerate. Oh, and clothes hangers. I said, whoop, I already got the clothes hangers. I'll just more than gladly give you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you guys, this is day 6 for my daughter, day 6. And but she had to go get fluids yesterday or last night. I don't know exactly what, but she had to go to the ER last night. Not here in our little town, but the big hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to talk to her. And April, the one that took her childhood friend, said that Tiffany was crying and telling them she didn't want to go because she was afraid they'd give her room away.
That's good though, because that means she really does want to
Yes,
be there, and
yes,
that's a positive thing.
yes. When April called me and told me before she went and picked her up, she said they said she couldn't stop crying because she was saying, please, Miss, I think one Miss Pat said, please, I don't want to go. I don't want to lose my room. I don't want to lose my space. And they said, honey, this is your room. And of course, on the phone, Tiffany was telling me how nice everybody is. You guys, she has forgotten there are good people. She has forgotten there's people out there that just love you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad that, well, it's you just have to climb back out of all that. You got
Yeah.
to start seeing the good in people.
How sad is that though, that you get to a point? I mean, think about that. How sad that is that you forget that there are good people in the world, and that's just a sad place to be.
Yeah, and that subculture, they call
Hmm.
everybody friend, and they oh, Super Dave. Okay,
Good morning to Super Dave. Good morning to you. Good morning to Super Dave. Good morning to you.
okay, Super Dave. Let me do it. Let me see. I told him I had a Super Dave hat on Friday. Here you go, Super Dave. All right, let me find. And mine lights up.
Woohoo!
Let me
I love it.
Super see Dave. When I seen this hat, I'm like, oh, a Super Dave hat, and I just had to buy
That is adorable. It is
it.
adorable.
Oh, Dave, my daughter is on her number 6 day of recovery. She's in a good home for women right now, and it's day 6. Today is day 6 that we're getting our daughter back.
Such a blessing.
That's a super hat.
Mm-hmm.
But we have been with such a cloud and been so just downtrodden with all of it. I walked around the house in the past few days and I'm like, well, God, I just pray that she's okay. I've been praying. Thank you, Diana.
Good morning, Diana. Good morning to you. Good morning, Diana. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Diana. I have been praying for her physical recovery because you don't just stop those kinds of drugs that she's been doing for this year without
Mhm.
having major withdrawal symptoms. So that's what I've been praying for. I've been praying for her body, mind, and spirit. So
Mhm.
her going to church Sunday on her own, wanting to go was, oh, it was amazing. When I heard that, I was,
Mhm.
and I tell her, don't tell me she's sorry.
Good morning, Chris-O. Good morning to you. Good morning, Chris-O. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Casey. Casey Lee is on Facebook.
Good morning to Lee. Good morning to you. What?
Casey.
Casey?
Uh-huh.
Good morning to Casey. Good morning to you. Good morning to Casey. Good morning to you.
Well, Diana, my sister, I called my sister in Florida and told her. And she said, well, great. And she said, let me have her address and I'll send her, we can start now sending her letters. And my sister told me to share. She said, this is your story too. You need to share it out. And I said, Sandra, for the past year, I've had so many people praying for a TIF. But I did, some of it was just behind the scenes for a long time, wasn't it, Traci? I did not put it out there. And when when things would stop filming or however you call it, then I'd break down just to the women. And my sister said, put it out there, get as many people praying for her as you can.
Do you see what Super Dave said?
Yes,
It
I
is
know,
truly a
Dave.
miracle.
And it's going to be one day at a time. It's just one day at a time. But yesterday was day 5. I said, congratulations, baby, day 5.
Yeah. Good morning to Griffin. Good morning to you. Good morning to Griffin. Good morning to you.
I was able to let her know that usually phone calls don't happen this early,
Right.
this early in. But I was able to let her know that I did let her ex-husband know what was going on, and he's going to let their son know. And I was able to tell Tiffany that they said the first day that she can have visitors, that him and my grandson will be there. He's
Aww,
15. And I said,
that
Tiffany,
is so nice of
I
him
said,
to do
Tiffany,
that.
JoJo was so excited. He was so excited. And to tell, and he'll be able to tell too, yes, son, prayers work.
Yeah. Good morning, so crazy too. Good morning to you. Good morning, so crazy too. Good morning to you.
I will write that down. So crazy.
Absolutely.
So does anybody know if Sandy's puppies came yet? Because I showed the puppies were due. Yes, Myra, she can get cards. She can. And Willow, let me know if you found out about your test results. You know what I'll do? I will get I will get the address if anybody were to want to send a card or something of encouragement. Yes,
I absolutely do.
I think that would really speak to her.
I want to send her a card to encourage her, to let her know that I have been praying for her. I will continue to pray for her, and that because you're special in my life, that makes her special in my life, and that she just needs to know there are people out there that are supporting her beyond what she even can imagine.
And yeah, if anybody wants to send, my email is on my front page, like my main page of my of this. If anybody wants her address, or those of you it's on Facebook, I can private message that address to you. And anybody that would like that address, you can send it to the myhenhouse@yahoo.com. That is on my main page. And I can give you guys that address. But oh, somebody being sneaky. Guess who's on Facebook?
Good morning, Crystal. Good morning to you. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning to you. How did I know? You didn't even have to tell me, huh?
Yeah, he said I'm sneaky. I'm on Facebook now.
Oh, Chris, we just love you so.
Super Dave, I have Chris O some super things coming his way. And he keeps asking me, okay, where's it at? I said, I promise it ain't going to take 6 months like it did for Super Dave. I said, I promise. But then I find different things, Chris. It's like I keep finding different things that I want to send you. Yes, Myra. And you guys, it has lifted Casey. Tiffany feels like she's got her brother back, and Casey feels like he's got his sister back. You guys. Okay.
Oh, good news, Willow.
Good.
Good news. Awesome, awesome.
And sometimes when people are out there and they're lost, they don't see the ugly yet. They think everybody, no matter where you drift off to, they're all friends and they're all looking out for each other and all that. But if you have that in your heart, and you ever welcome Christ into your heart and your life and turn them over to you, he's still there. It might take, you might have blinders on to what's going on, and you can get lost in all that. But you know what? When those blinders start coming off, you start seeing the ugly around and what you're involved in.
Good morning to Cynthia. Good morning to you. Good morning to Cynthia. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Cynthia. Yeah, a lot of people live their whole life out there, but Diane, are you up and dressed this morning? I'm just asking. Good morning, Cynthia. But yes, it's a happy day, you guys. It's just overwhelming.
I just am so thrilled every time I see a sign from her that she really does want to be there. That is such a blessing. Good morning to Sonia. Good morning to you. Good morning to Sonia. Good morning to you. Sonia, do they have you a place yet to move to? I've been thinking about you.
Chris, I love that. I'm going to copy and paste that from Facebook. I mean, yeah, that's. And this is what Chris wrote. I'll let it come up. Yeah, Willow. like I told her with my cousin, which I mostly call my niece, she said, Mama, I didn't know how family could be so hateful out there. How somebody that is, and this is what Chris said, God is important to all of us, and we thank Him every day to get us through the day. And even the hard times will go, and He won't keep us down. He picks us back up, and we all thank Him for that. You are
Very
so
nice,
right.
Chris.
So right. And so today I need to print off some pictures of her and the kids off of her Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Casey, I had him go through and clear out all of her contacts out of Facebook. She might not even want that same Facebook when she comes out. She might want to start a whole new one. But she has pictures, all of her pictures from over the years of her kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. I don't care about Facebook now, but my pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sonia, I'm putting you on my prayer list that they get things processed and get you a place to move so that you can get moved. But yeah,
sure,
you definitely.
Sonia, that I met you when you was worried about having to move or get rid of your animals. So we still keep you in prayers about moving.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
I have some videos, two videos I've uploaded, and then another one that's still private until I put what I want it to say. Then I'm gonna upload them. The Crawley construction is what
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling them.
I'm excited to see the progress that they've made.
Casey feels like they hadn't made enough, but there's only, 3 people working on it. And, oh my gosh, some days they come early in the morning, and some days they quit when it gets too hot. I mean,
Right.
because,
But you
oh,
can understand that. I mean, holy cannoli. It gets hot down there. Good morning to Kevin. Good morning to you. Good morning to Kevin. Good morning to you.
yesterday it sounded like they were tearing the whole house down. When they start doing the sawzall or sawing
Mm-hmm.
something and it rattles everything. It was very loud yesterday. Let me.
Kevin, I want you to know that we are all praying for your daughter and blessed that she and happy that she's on day 6 today and knowing that what a weight this is off of you guys' shoulders. So I'm praying, continue to praying for the family that you guys find the healing also for this situation.
Yeah, he got to hear her last night because, well, she said, just tell daddy. I said, your daddy can hear you. And I put it on speakerphone. So she got to tell her
Mm-hmm.
dad how much she loved him and to thank him. And because you don't stop loving your kids or
No.
your siblings when they're out there, or your nephew. When my sister would share about my nephew, it just, oh, they don't quit being your kids, no matter how
No.
old they are.
Good morning, the trucker's life. Good morning to you. Good morning, the trucker's life. Good morning to you. Oh my goodness. Well, at least you have a shower now, Sonia. That's a blessing.
Oh, Sonia, you guys,
But yeah,
I told Tracy, I'm just tired. I'm just,
I
oh,
had a busy day yesterday. Bryant and I, we every year now, this is the 3rd year that when he takes a vacation in the summer, we take the 2 grandbaby boys that are now grown boys practically, that are 7. We take them to a little lake that's up not too far from our house, and we were there for over 4 hours yesterday. We took picnic and drinks, and they played and they swam and they played and they swam and they ate and they played and they swam and they ate and they had a great time. So
and
it
you
was
got
fun.
sun on you.
Yes. And that's the Indian blood in me that just, it doesn't take much to give me a little color. And I had sunscreen on, 15, which I know isn't super strong, but for me, like I said, for my Indian skin, that keeps it from burning.
Now, if I'd been out there for 4 hours in the direct sunlight, I would have been super pink probably.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to thank all of you guys again that prayed for my daughter and, for my grandkids and for our family. It's just, I know, see, that's something that my daughter she'll learn. There are good people out there that don't want nothing from you.
And just think of what the next time you get a chance to see Abriana, what you'll be able to say that Mama's working on getting back to you.
Yep.
What a blessing that's going to be for that little girl. She misses her mama.
Yep. And that's what I said, you were with her until she was 4. She knows who you are, babe. That's what I said. She knows who you are. I said, or she wouldn't ask about you whenever I would talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed with a lot of people that I've met here online that when it was when they were the person that was lost out there, as you know, after they got right and clean, their children still love them. Their children love their mom.
Absolutely.
And so, that's what I tell her. But right now, she's new into it. She's still scared about how people will feel, because now it said she feels like she's let everybody down for this whole time. So that's why they don't allow phone calls and stuff, because they want that person to heal.
Right. And they have to go through that. They have to go through those feelings, and they have to deal with those feelings. And that's a rough time for them. But when they come through the other end and they realize that everybody does still love them, and especially with Tiffany, that the kids still, still want her to be their mom, that she will be in such a better place, and it will oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so happy that JoJo is willing to take Joey to visit when they get a chance, because that will be.
Oh, I'm sure that him and thank you, Denise. I like that too. I tell you what, he has stood with me. But him and his wife will go. When Tiffany was in the hospital in ICU, they traveled that. I forget how long it takes to get from our house to Anniston, Alabama. And they traveled that whole way. And he leaned down while she was, in, like I said, in ICU. He leaned down and gave her a kiss on her cheek and told her he loved her. And then Beth leaned down and gave her a kiss on her cheek and told her she loved. And they do. Good morning, Neville.
Good morning to Neville. Good morning to you. Good morning to Neville. Good morning to you. Good morning to Sandy. Good morning to you. Good morning to Sandy. Good morning to you. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning to you. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, that's me sliding my leg. Oh, Mama got to get her a chair today, you guys. Hers broke and it was like sideways. So it was trying to dump her out.
Oh,
So
no.
I slid my chair in there last night for her. I got on the bed with her yesterday. Her bed came in and I got up there with her. And oh my gosh, me and her was laying side by side. Now it's not a queen, it's a full size. And I was just always there. We were talking. He would come in and I said, "Hey, baby." He said, "Hey, hey, mama." And Well, I still just laid there by her talking, and Kevin come in there, and I forget what he said. I said, okay, I got to get up now.
That's so cute. Did you see what Sonia said, that she has to recognize how she affected others? That's the first stages of healing, which is a blessing.
It's not weird, and that's why she keeps saying, I'm sorry. I said, don't worry about things like that. I said, I love you. We're proud of you. And I said, just get yourself good.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yep, now is the time she needs to take to get Tiffany right. Then she'll be able to reestablish relationships with everybody else. And I think that is too, that is why part of the time that is why they don't want them to have any contact outside of the facility for the beginning time, because they have to work on themselves first before they can reestablish relationships.
because if you see people's faces, or if you keep feeling like you have let somebody down and you keep feeling sorry that you've done all this, that will overwhelm her. So she's really got to just be comfortable. Oh, Sonia says she's just taking that her lockdown time to pack up her house.
That's a good thing, Sonia. Might as well make good use of the time if you got to be there. I always did when we move, obviously Ryan's always been working and I'm home now. I mean, back in the day that was different, but since I've been home and disabled, I make a point that I start plenty early, and I say my goal is always to make sure I pick at least 3 boxes every single day. Start plenty early, and Good morning, Diana.
Good morning. Good morning. Am I good now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was echoing.
It's so good to see you too, Diana.
Thank you.
You look beautiful this morning.
Oh my gosh, I feel like such a mess. I'm waking up an hour later every morning by choice. And so I'm not fully awake yet. So I'm sitting here having my coffee.
Well, you look beautiful.
Thank you, Traci. And so do you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you know what? I want to jump in for a moment and I want to talk about Norgus. Darlene, when you go through something as a parent, as you're going through, as so many are going through, it is the most challenging time of your life. And what you said, that someone else said, that it's your story too. And I love that. It's your story too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because there might be another mother. There's so many more
not another
mothers out
mother,
there.
a lot of mothers. And don't think that it just happens in some families, or that you did something wrong, or that it was the parenting, you gave your kid too much, or you didn't give them enough, or you weren't there, or you got divorced or something. It can happen in the best any family. It can happen in any family. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at what happened with Lisa Marie Presley's son. Now, I don't know what really went on there, but what I'm saying is it can happen anywhere with anyone where you have child problems, adult child problems.
Mm-hmm. And my sister told me, my sister in Florida, when I called her this weekend and told her, and she said it's no shame. She said, I admire that you put it out there like you did and didn't hold it in. She said, because Darlene, she said, it's not our shame. She said, a lot of people will feel it's a shame what's going on in their family. She said, but it's not a shame on you or really on them. She said, sometimes life happens like that. And you can't
absolutely
make it feel like it's a shame.
You think that you're the only influence in your children's lives, but once they reach a certain point, there's so many other influences, virtual media, their peer group, so many other more powerful influences than you. You only are given a certain amount of time in their childhood to give them a foundation. And you have to hope that that foundation will keep them anchored. But no matter what a great foundation you've given them, they can still go to, in the wrong direction. One wrong voice can take their lives down. And,
Right.
who they associate with, the advice that they get, bad advice. They will take bad advice over good advice if the good advice is coming from the parent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what somebody told me. They said they always strike. It's always the mom. They always strike at the mom. And I said, but I'll take that.
Oh, I'm doing a video on that today. It's called "Don't Take the Guilt." Don't take the guilt. Don't take the guilt. And moms are the first to blame. Oh my gosh, darling, you hit it on the nail. Moms are
Mhm.
blame your mom. I did a video called "Call Mom." Now I'm doing one called "Blame Mom." Everybody
Mhm.
blames mom. My mother was the most blamed person I ever saw. I never blamed her for anything, but my brother and sister blamed her for everything. If they didn't pay their bills on time, they blamed my mom. Everything was put on my mom. Everything. And my mom
Mhm.
unfortunately accepted the blame, and she caved into it, and she gave them whatever they wanted. I am not that kind of parent. I am a tough love parent. I love my kids enough to be tough and to say no.
And it's hard to be tough because I had to finally do that. I had to.
Let me write that down to make sure I write that. Blame mom.
Oh, Sonia, thank
Blame
you.
mom. Okay, let's blame mom. Got it.
Thank you, Sonia.
No, they can't. You know what? My kids know that I would not put up with that. If they wanted to blame me for something, they don't, because they know I would not tolerate that. Don't blame mom.
Yep. Good morning to Ben and Monique too. Good morning to Ben and Monique too.
Good morning, Michelle. I wanted to say good morning. I just got the comments. Good morning.
Ben, I just want to let you know because he's new to our family. But Ben, this is day 6 for my daughter. And I just want to let you know that. And she did actually go to Sunday on her own. They don't make them do that, but she went. And she told me how much she enjoyed it. So it's finally, things are finally, looking up. But Diana, I guess it's like sometimes I don't feel like I have strength, but God put my ladies, I call them my ladies, in my life. I have Kevin, but Kevin looks at things different,
But
but
they're kids, they're children, and they see it from a different perspective than we do. Remember, don't ever diminish your own opinion for someone else's, not even for your children. You may be the one that's accurate and correct. Often my husband will have a different opinion than me. And, he knows I'm always right. And in this family, I'm always right. I'm always right. And I am. You've got to, don't ever diminish your own opinion.
I think I had a therapist, like a grief counselor, when my brother had cancer, a terminal cancer. And I finally went to a grief counselor because it was free where I worked. And after a couple sessions, I thought because I shared a whole lot that I never could talk to nobody about. And I thought one time that he said I was weak. He had his back to me and he was getting something to write my where I paid a receipt.
Yes.
And I said, did you say I was weak? He turned around, looked at me. He said, oh, no. He said, you are about the strongest woman with what you went through that I have met in a long, long time.
You're here to tell your story. And your story will not only set you free, but it sets others free. It helps others to heal. You're sharing, and what you all do here, Traci, you, with your everyday lives, what has gone on, you're helping other people to heal.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I did, you guys. I had Traci to, bless her heart, me cry to, and Denise and LizzAnn, and you know, I've had, and to LizzAnn, I tell them LizzAnn's different from, they each are different, their personalities, of course.
Hmm.
But when it's just me and LizzAnn and we're not live, LizzAnn kind of just bluntly gives me advice, and God tells her what to tell me, and I use that.
Yes.
The one time that Tiffany was here and she was going to do right, and she didn't. But when she was here that day, I watched how I said things. I watched what I said, and it helped. And because that's what Lizz said. Now, when if she comes around, don't put this pressure. Don't say this, and it helped. And Denise and you know, all I have a great family here. Not only the ones that come on the panel,
Yeah.
but
The one
those that,
thing.
yeah, those that are in the chat,
Yeah.
those that are on Facebook now that I have met through internet, that we message each other and encouragement. You've done the same thing, Diana. You, after meeting you send words of encouragement.
Is that my
So
I think about, Darlene, I think about how when, you've got a lot of friends that will be there for you in a minute if you need someone to talk to. And just by sharing your story of what you're going through, if that just makes one mom out there, let alone hundreds of moms, feel like they're not alone, that they're going through the same thing.
oh,
Traci?
and Megan is on Facebook. She's
Good
one of my
morning to Megan. Good morning to you. Good morning to Megan. Good morning to you.
Megan is Casey's age, and Tiffany dated her brother all through high school. That was Tiffany's high
Aw.
school sweetheart from, gosh, ninth through the senior year. So Megan was part of my family too. She was in and out of my house. So,
Hmm.
and you know, I did have tough love. So that one day that, you know, when April was really, that's April's ministry, and April was telling her what was what, and I was on the front porch too, and it was like then she turned to me and, you know, said some things uh to hurt me. I just got up and I just walked in the house, and hey, I started praying for her. I just walked in the house and I said, I plead the blood, Lord Jesus. I say for you to, the demons that's got that clutch on her, to
Absolutely.
just flee.
Absolutely. And I believe in that. I truly do believe it. You know, people have lost their sense of evil. People do not believe that evil exists. They only believe that good exists. That's why there's so many problems. But there is evil in the world. And we have to recognize it when we see it. And so we can get away from it.
Good morning, Leticia. Good morning to you. Good morning, Leticia. Good morning to you. Good
Thank you,
morning,
Dave.
the truth. Good morning to you. Good morning, the truth. Good morning to you.
The truth. Prayer is a real pleasure, a real power, and real promise. These lovely ladies will set you straight in Jesus. God bless. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
Super Dave said, Miss Diana, please say hi to Super Dave. I just love
Hey,
you, ladies.
Super Dave. Hey, Super Dave. I don't have my glasses on. I have to put my glasses on. Otherwise, I
Um,
don't.
what Monique said is so true, that there were times when my kids were little, and I had quite a hair trigger temper when my kids were younger and I was younger. And there were times that I lost my temper with my children that it really wasn't their fault. And once I learned that it was okay to say, you know what, I'm sorry, you didn't deserve that. Mom's having a bad day, and I'm sorry I took it out on you. They respected me so much more when I was upset about something they did.
Absolutely. I
Love
want
you,
to
Denise. Denise got grandkids.
Love you,
today.
Denise.
love you, Denise. I want to tell you a funny little story, if you don't mind. When
Go
one of
ahead.
my children, they were probably in 12th grade, 11th grade, and they would go to the gym and play basketball and everything like that. And so they were kind of going through one of those not nice moods, and so I would pick them up. And so I had waited like a half hour, and I told them that if they didn't come out, I was coming in. Well, I was in my big floral moo nightgown, sitting in the truck. So I waited a half hour, and so I got out of there, and I told them, I said, I'm going to come in singing "Onward, Christian Soldiers." Well, I came through that parking lot. My son, he saw me coming into the gym in this big floral moo-moo, Onward, Christian Soldiers. He ran out of that gym so fast, jumped in the truck, and I never had a problem with him again.
Oh my
Good
gosh,
morning,
Diana.
AJC Magic. Good morning to you. Good morning, AJC Magic. Good morning to you.
Good morning, AJC
That's
Magic.
hilarious,
They
Diana.
don't want their mom to embarrass them.
Mine never knew what to expect because, like the week before Halloween, I would get really silly. And Tiffany was in junior high and played basketball. She tried. Oh, there's.
Good morning, Blandine. Good morning to you. Good morning, Blandine. Good morning to you.
Oh, wait, Super Dave's about 40 miles from you today, Diana.
Oh, where are you at, Super Dave? I'm not on Tybee today. I'm up a little further north than you, not too far, but just a little further.
He said he's making a trip to the low country right now, he said.
Okay.
But I remember that one weekend, that 1 week. I showed up one time and Tiffany,
In person.
somebody said, they said, Tiffany, your dad's out there to get you. Tiffany said her dad, she was thinking, Dad's on the road. And she come out there and it was me. I love you too, Blanding. And it was me. And another time we all had the big red wax lips. And it was MawMaw was up in the front seat and Casey and little Jonathan. He was little, my nephew. And we all had on the big red lips. So when Tiffany and all of them come out of the gym, we all looked at her and she just dropped her head and shook her head. And another time I had the big cockroach that was rubber and I had that stuck up my nose. So she never knew. It was like, oh my gosh. Or took the girls, her friends, and one of them would be Lindsay that comes on sometimes, a little old young girl. I remember taking them to the preacher's kids and Tiffany and another girl took them to Crystal. And I turned my head, and when I turned my head back around, I had French fries in my nose. And Tiffany's just shaking her head, and the girls are just dying laughing. And it's like she never, I just had fun. I had fun. And Tiffany knows that I was always silly. And she'll say, Mom, I can't be the mom like you were. You were always funny. All right, Leticia, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Leticia.
Thank you.
And
But
she
she
said,
doesn't have to be.
that's what I told her. She said, I'm more like Dad. And she said, but you always made us laugh. And I said, but everybody doesn't have the same personality.
Mhm.
You're not wrong. Blandine. You're always full of love. But
We love you too, Blandine.
Casey's got that silly side to him. He's got that quick little way that these ladies know on the panel, little snippets that he'll say, when we're not live. because that's just his personality. Now, is he bubbly like me? No.
No, but he's got that quick wit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ever since Tiffany had her gastric, it has been a struggle. When she lost her job, when she went from being a strong female, didn't want to, she lived on her own with her son. That girl took care of business, I tell you guys. Oh, Neville said, just go jump in a puddle. Look, if my grandkids was here, my grandson would just be shaking his head at me, but my granddaughter would just jump in that.
She'd be jumping with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all different. Like I said, we don't have to be. When Tiffany had mentioned that I did not give up my craft room for her or the grandkids, and that's what she said. You could have let us move in with you that day, but you had rather have your precious craft room than give me and your grandchildren a place to live. I just sit there, and God allowed it not to crush me. I just said, well, I'm looking forward to the day, babe, when you can see what really happened that day and you can understand. So that's when I knew that the devil's trying to provoke me to bring up more of what happened that day. It was not the place and it was not the time. I just said, I'll be glad for the day you can forgive me. And I got up and I went in the house and started praying. I sure did, because I knew that the devil was wanting an argument, a reason for her to get up and leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
He fought hard, but when I tell you that little old short April that does that as a ministry, takes these girls and takes them and helps them, she was standing up, and I just walked in the room and did my prayer from the other room. And that's what I needed to do, because and I think that's why she called me yesterday and felt the need. She just had to tell me, I'm sorry, Mom. The things that I told you these past few years, I didn't mean, because I love you. I love you so much. I said, I know that, babe.
Well, you got to get used to kids saying what they don't mean.
And I told her,
and it's hurtful. It's very hurtful what they can say.
Yeah.
Now, and each child, like you said, is very different. I like what Sonia said. Sonia said, my oldest was chucking a temper tantrum in McDonald's when she was little. I turned around and handed her a box of tampons. She soon turned into a tomato and stopped. She was 12. I like that. That's something I would have done.
Mm-hmm.
My nephew, which is, I think, 5 years younger than Casey, he was here all the time. And when he'd throw down in the floor and want to do a tantrum, either I got so many tantrum pictures, I grab my camera real quick, or I'd get in the floor and I'd throw a tantrum with him. And then he'd just stop and look at me.
Right.
And or I would do the Q-tips up the nose or in my ear, something to make him laugh.
Right.
Yes, Sonia. But growing up, Tiffany never said anything. She was more respectful than Casey. She was very much more respectful. So when she got in the grips of all this medication and stuff, and some of the things that she would say to me, I would say, well, I'm not taking that personal, because that's not my daughter.
Right.
That's not my daughter saying those things.
Two sides to a child, two sides to people. You can have this wonderful, amazing side that you remember and that you recognize. And then there's another side of a person that you do not recognize who they are. It's like two people living inside the same body. And so you've got to understand that. But this is the thing I say to parents: stop taking the blame, especially mothers. especially mothers, because mothers are the ones that the kids dump on. And when I saw that happen to my mother, I said I would never let that happen to me. And I don't tolerate that. And I tell my kids, if you don't like, then go somewhere else,
And when they become adults, you have to pick your battles. You have to think,
I don't even pick my battles. I just say, I'm not fighting with you. That's not what I'm here for. I'm your mom. I'm not your friend. I don't look at me as your friend, and you treat me as your mom with respect. Otherwise, you have to leave. And I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem because I tell them, they know what the rules are. They know that if they want the good stuff, then they've got to be respectful. And if they're disrespectful, well, I don't have to do anything for them. They're adults.
And I did have to have that cutting off. No longer, what do you call it? When you just keep being there all the time, enabling. I just finally
enabling, codependent, right? And so many parents enable. And I always have to be careful with my husband because he can be an enabler.
Yes.
And I tell him, no, you will not. They have to grow up. They have to learn personal responsibility. And that the only way they're going to learn it is through their own choices. And if they knowingly make a wrong decision, then they're going to have to pay the price for it, not us.
And it's so hard.
Yep, it is hard. But I like the idea that you did not give up your room for your daughter. And I think adult children, we're better off to help them find another place that's not within our home. Unless, my two boys still live here at home and they're fine. We built an apartment onto our house so that one of our sons has it. We have a whole upstairs for my other son. We all meet at the dinner table. We all have our own lives, but we come together. It works. But with my daughter, she needed her own place.
Good morning to Pat. Good morning to you. Good morning to Pat. Good morning to you.
I really think when Casey told me he wanted this to be mine in here, I think it was God setting things in motion. So that way I could not enable anymore. And I really think that things were set in motion. And at the end of that 1-year program, they don't just dump them back out. They help them either find a job and find a place to live and stuff like that. It is a 1-year program. And
they have to take personal responsibility. I left home when I was 17 and I moved to a $9 a week apartment. And it was in an old haunted type mansion with a bunch of old ladies and ladies of ill repute. And I was neither. And I lived in that. I had a pickle barrel to do my dishes. And it was freezing cold in the winter. But I survived. And I turned out amazingly wonderful. I had to make it on my own. No one was there to rescue me. And I took personal accountability. So I think today's kids are not taking, to a large degree, personal accountability. And when they don't take personal accountability, we weaken them. When we enable them, and we give them everything that they want. My daughter ended up not being on time with her cell phone. And so what we did is we have a backup flip phone, which they all hate the flip phone. So we gave her the flip phone until she paid for her cell phone and for her iPhone, and she never did it again. So they have to learn through their own mistakes. Do not enable them.
Good morning to Cinnamon. Good morning to you. Good morning to Cinnamon. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Cinnamon. Good morning. Good morning.
I do want to make one point here, though, about enabling. There's a time to step in, and there's a time to help your children. Okay, when you see that they are trying to help themselves, that's the time to step in and help them, not to clean up their mess, When you go in and you clean up their mess, they're going to make the mess again. They have to clean up their own mess. But
Yep.
you are there when they are making a sincere effort, then you can step in the right, proper way to help them. But they have to clean up their own mess. Also, if they made a mistake that they did not purposefully or create, or being stupid and doing it, then you can step in and help them. That's a different thing. We all make mistakes, okay, and that's different. But if they're purposefully making poor choices, they have to clean up their own mess.
Oh yeah.
In my
opinion. Oh, and Myra, Casey already has Porch Church up. He already has it set up.
Good,
so
good.
11 o'clock today, you guys. He will 11 Eastern time. He will be reading. He'll be reading the scriptures. Pick up where he left off.
Darlene, I'm going to go because it's hot here and I'm getting ready to go for my run, and otherwise it's going to be boiling out there. And so I'm going to go for my run. I just might somewhere in the afternoon do a live. I'll let you know if I do. I'm very inconsistent, but I might do a live.
All right.
Hi, Diana.
Traci,
be careful running with your foot being messed up, woman.
Oh, can I just say this about my foot?
Yes.
Thank you. I've been to all the doctors. They couldn't help me. So I went to the ortho doctor and he said, well, we're going to give you this big cami boot. But he said, you're not going to wear it because, well, you run and you'll take it off. I said, you're right. He said, well, I don't want to give it to you and you pay all this money so I came home. I found a big, ugly boot in my closet that I had never worn. I'd bought 10 years ago, really, really ugly. And I did a video on it and I put it on. I sleep in it. My foot's fine.
Oh yeah. Good. That's like MawMaw's. Yes. Good.
I cured myself.
Good.
Love you all.
I don't feel bad about you running then.
Oh, thank you. Love you all, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Sonia, I think that's reasonable. I mean, she's 15 and she broke it. If she saves up half the cost, and then I think it's reasonable to help her out.
Thank you, Myra. Thank you for putting that out there. Thank you. But yes, today I'm glad I was able to bring some blessings. But I also, you guys, anybody's got prayer requests, you guys let me know. Goodness, you guys. My sister-in-law told me yesterday, I said, well, Mama, get a chair like mine. She said, well, she fidgets too much. I said, I do too. You can't help but if you have back pain, you can't help but fidget if you're sitting any length of time. And sometimes I fix that. It comes with that pillow in the back. It slides up or down. Just like I got one on the back, but I don't, got one like this attached. All right, Willow.
Willow, good luck at the doctor. Love you. See you soon.
But I told Karen, I said, yeah. I said, I fidget in this one. I can't help but fidget. And some days are worse than others.
That's how I know when you've had enough as you get. I mean, you fidget all the time. Don't get me wrong. But when you fidget too much, I can see it's like, Darlene, you're done.
Or if I go to the side and I'm sitting like this.
It's like, that's too much.
I cooked that, when I cooked that, what I call anniversary cake, I think it was Friday. Oh, my back knotted up on one side and it hurt so bad.
Is so miserable.
That I still sat in that chair, but Casey helped me. And if anybody likes mocha, oh, cinnamon, don't tell me that.
Oh, yeah, they're saying we're going right back up. We had a couple of day reprieve where it wasn't extremely hot and humid, but it's coming right back. They're saying the humidity is going to be back by the end of the day today. So shut my windows back up, put the air back on.
If anybody likes mocha, like frosting, like that has real coffee flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I can copy off and let you have that recipe that we happened by. I just put
Ooh,
in
yeah.
Pinterest um, mocha chocolate cream cheese frosting. I wanted all that
Ooh.
stuff in there. And oh my goodness, it was so good that I kept eating. I ate the cake batter off the things, the beaters, and all out of the bowl. And I know you ain't supposed to eat cake batter, but
I do too.
I do too.
I can't help it.
So then when after I used the frosting, oh my goodness, I licked the spoon and I licked all. So by the time the cake was ready to eat, I was like, ugh, it don't taste right. Casey said, Mom, this is amazing. And then Kevin liked it and MawMaw did. But later it was, to me, the cake was a little bit dry, the recipe.
Mhm.
But I put it in the microwave for like 20 seconds. Oh, I'm telling you what.
Mhm.
So what's left, I'm going to cut up today and freeze. I'm going to cut it up and freeze it. But oh yeah, cinnamon. My husband, it has been miserable for him, and of course, it makes him kind of his temper flare with the heat. So it's
So it's miserable when he has to work in it all day and he doesn't get any relief during the day.
yeah. We were on the front porch yesterday. There was enough breeze that being on the front porch with all that shade, it kind of felt good. And we could see him across the porch. Casey said, Daddy's gonna fall. He don't need to be up on that ladder, but I don't know what he is doing, but he's way up on the ladder on the outside of the that building that he works in. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I took some pictures of him up there. But it has been awful. And it causes Casey's he inherited from MawMaw's side of the family. He inherited eczema. And oh, Neville and them had fog. See, I forget, Neville, that you guys actually get cold weather.
Mhm.
All right, Sonia, Casey. Okay, yes. I love you, Sonia, and thank you for words of encouragement and for the times that you have shared your struggle. And you guys, a lot of you guys, Ben, and a lot of you guys gave me hope. I have hope. God lets me have hope, but sometimes it's meant for us to share our struggles, and it's not
Absolutely.
always just pain. We there.
Good morning to Eva. Good morning to you. Good morning to Eva. Good morning to you. Good morning, Madonna. Good morning to you. Good morning, Madonna. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Madonna. Good morning. But Neville, I don't know what in the world I thought about the temperatures and all that. I just thought Australia was hot all the time.
Uh-huh.
I thought it never got cold. I just thought that Australia was in the part of the world that everything stayed hot and dry. I don't know why I thought that. Um, I guess you watch movies and they never show in movies that Australia is cold. It
No, they
always,
show like the outback is like desert area, you know?
yeah. And just like when I looked on this map that I keep over here, when I was looking for Singapore, I was looking on the part where Japan is. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, did I really think? How could I? That's a whole different place. And I felt like the dumbest person in the world. But I have not really. And I thought places like the UK was huge.
Yeah, and that's small.
I thought they were as huge as the United States. I just thought everywhere was um, bigger than the United States. But it's so crazy.
Hmm.
All right, what's the difference? I never can get the Celsius and Fahrenheit. I know,
Mm,
Monique. I just Myra's on. All right, Myra jumped over on Facebook. How
good morning to Myra. Good morning to you. Good morning to Myra. Good morning to you. If I do it for Chris, I got to do it for Myra.
well, Eva's over there too. She come there first. Now everybody's gonna jump on their Facebook
They're
and get.
crazy.
Eva always jumps on there first.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is when we had that high temperature wave, which of course we're expecting another one, that it got so hot and humid up here that our air conditioning could not even keep up, and it just was hot. It was miserable.
Oh my goodness. Neville said 42.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
that's chilly.
yeah. That's put on my, hey, Neville. That's when I take the dog out, put on Big Blue and go outside to take her out. Ah, Myra said sight hoppers. They're sight hoppers. But look, this morning I had to grab Big Blue because my little night thing that I wore last night. And you let me find. No, not that. But yeah, we'll be getting off earlier. I think days like this, it'll help me get off earlier off here and not sit so long. And then I get to kind of sit back and enjoy Casey's reading.
Yeah, you'll be able to enjoy Porch Church a little bit better if we hop off at a reasonable time.
I've got, all right, for those of you that don't have Facebook, that is my precious. That is my
That is
baby.
so stinking cute.
They even sent home the lei and the sunglasses, and she got treats for being good. Shit. It was so funny when they sent me those pictures. I'm like, oh my gosh, how did they get her to sit like that? She
Hmm.
was so stinking cute. But I was ready to go get that girl. She was ready to come home too, because usually she don't get back in she don't like to ride in the car. And when I tell you, she tried to jump in that well, I had to help get her in the car again at the place. But when we got home, I told April, which is Casey's best friend, April. I said, well, April, I'm gonna have to let her out of the car. I said, she don't get out of the car. I said, she don't like cars. That girl doesn't jump right out of that car. She was ready to be home.
I'm starting to hurt.
Yeah, we'll cut this off short.
Yeah.
She is precious, Madonna. She's precious. And I got them to shed her. And they used a something mango shampoo. It smelled
Ooh.
great.
Does she smell amazing?
And cinnamon. There's cinnamon now.
Good morning to Cinnamon and Eva too. Good morning to Cinnamon and Eva too.
She did. She
You
smelled
guys know
so
I love you, but
good.
you're crazy if you want to hear me sing more than once.
But yeah, she smelled so good. And she got a little thing being a report card saying she done good. And it'll be $1
Aw,
off if I take her back. And
that's
so
cool.
yeah, so she told me that because that's where I got her from. The woman, Joe. Well, it's Toot Toot's other grandma. She has
Uh-huh.
that's what she does for a living. So she told me. Now we did. She said we did. I de-shedded her some, but she's not like a dog with a thick coat. She said
Mhm.
they have to have the undercoat really, de-shedded. But she said there's only so much you can do with because Bailey's got
Right, with
short
that short hair, yeah.
but she got plenty of it off because when I got in I was just had on black and I was covered in the loose hair. But anyway, you guys, this morning I just felt overjoyed. I wanted to share, share the what has been going on, and you guys have sent up prayers for my daughter and let you guys know some good news. Very, very positive, feedback on what's going on.
Answer prayers for sure.
And like
now
I
we just
said,
have to lift her up in prayer to support her treatment and her progress in treatment.
and like I said, if anybody would like to send a card of encouragement, if that's what you want to do, you don't, I'm not, you don't have to, but you can email me if you want to, if you don't have Facebook, and I can send you the address to send the card or, or anything of encouragement. And it's on my about page on here. But if you do, let me know in the subject part what your name is on YouTube, so that way I'll know who you are, because we don't always.
My name's Traci Sikkes, just living my life on YouTube, and it's really Traci Sikkes.
I'm Norgus R on here, but I am Darlene. So, just you guys, because we told her daddy told her, your mom loves you, and she has had the whole world praying for you. And it really is. When you look at the world map that I have beside me, we have people from all over the world that comes here, and I appreciate all of you guys that come here. And so Kevin was telling her, your mom has not quit loving you or praying for you, and now she has the whole world praying. And he showed her. He actually showed her that that I put hashtag prayers for Tiffany. And when my aunt that still going through her struggle, and then her daughter's been through her struggle, and she asked, well, what's wrong with Tiffy? I said, I don't know why. And she said, well, I see prayers for Tiffany. I said, that's an everyday thing. I said, every day. I said, until she either gets rehabilitated or the day she's laid to rest, there's going to be prayers for Tiffany hashtag.
Absolutely.
And I said, so that's what that means. And some family members or people that have been in that scene with her out there, I'm just not letting them know nothing. I mean, yes, Monique. So that's why I put it, I don't feel like I've ever said anything on here. And that's what I told my son-in-law, ex-son-in-law. I said, I've been very careful to pick and choose my words. I don't ever want, I don't know what those noises are, Monique.
You might be hearing my TV because Wright's home.
But
good morning, Denise. Good morning to you. Good morning, Denise. Good morning to you.
But I told JoJo, and he's come on. I don't know how many times on Facebook, Traci, that there's my grandbaby's daddy, and I told him, let Joey know I'm thinking of him and I love him. So I told him, I said, JoJo, I tried to pick and choose my words as not to embarrass my grandson if he were to come across it. And I just try that anyway. I do try to do the correct wording as not to offend anybody. And I was that way before, Traci.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't, it's not your intent to offend anybody ever.
Even when there was 50 of us on, when it was just 50 of us, I'm the same person when we had 10, then 30,
Mhm.
then 50. Way before monetization. I've always
Mhm.
wanted to try to us present ourselves in a appropriate
In
way.
a Christian manner that we wouldn't want to be derogatory or make anyone have to feel defensive or talked down to. I mean, we always wanted to be welcoming and Christian. You
Yeah.
know, we want to treat people like we would like to be treated, and that's kind of my mission in life, you know, to treat people the same way I would want to be treated.
And it was a long time before we actually called it Christian womanhood. It just
Mhm.
it evolved into this.
Mhm.
All right, you guys. Yes, I'll see you at 11:30 our time, and I love you
Love you,
guys.
Sonia.
And yes, I know it's just been an hour and 15 minutes this morning, but you guys, I have to do
I'm
stuff.
hurting.
Oh, thank you, Cinnamon. God's heart is our spoken words.
Amen.
And yeah, Tracy's hurting, and I've got to get Keevan's clothes hung up because yeah, this morning it was kind of aggravating. So I gotta hang up my husband's clothes or I'm gonna be in trouble. I
Mhm.
love you guys, and we will be back here in the morning. But Myra put the link out there earlier.
For Porch
Let,
Church.
yes, let me find it real quick, you guys. So, oh, it's real quick here. Okay. All right. I will actually, here's the link to the one that he's actually going to do today. If you go over there, that is
Good morning to Pamela. Good morning to you. Good morning to Pamela. Good morning to you.
Oh, okay, Pamela. Yes, yes,
Been
yes,
thinking about
Pamela.
you, Pamela.
Yes, Pamela. I'm still here. But you guys can go hit that bell, subscribe, and you can put set a reminder. Set a reminder so you won't forget. But
Mhm.
at 11 o'clock, not 11:30, 11 o'clock today, Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
All right, Pamela, I'm still here. Tracy, if you need to,
Yeah, I
there.
do need. Oh, good morning, San Juana. Good morning to you. Good morning, San Juana. Good morning to you. I am gonna hop off because my back is just
Yeah, go ahead.
killing me. I
I
love
love
you. I love everybody. Have a good day, everybody.
you too with those grandkids.
I will.
All right, Pamela. Here I am. Oh, why is it a little blurry? Let me see. Oh, you guys get to see I don't have pretty nails. It got blurry all of a sudden. Ooh. Yeah, me and Tracy, after you've been on with somebody so long, you kind of get you see signs and you know when somebody's hurting. Oh, I got on my shirt, my Dwayne shirt he sent me. Oh, let me see. Okay, I haven't lost my mind. Half of it just wandered off, and the other half went looking for it. Yeah, I got that from Dwayne. Um, there's another one, a picture he sent me, and I was just picking at him. I said, "Oh, I need that." He done bought it and sent it to me. There's a lot of kind people on here. Let me see. There's another shirt that he showed a picture of. All right, Pamela. No, no, Pamela. I'm just talking away and I didn't see it. Oh, Pamela. I think you did send me that in a private message. I think you did. Um, Pamela, when are the services? Oh, so much going on. And Pamela, you've already went through a lot of stuff. Um, we love you, and we'll be praying, and I'll put it here, and I'll let Casey know during Porch Church. I'll let him know as well that to put you on that prayer list. Um, because there's some people that don't come here, but they go to the Porch Church. So that will get it out there even more. Oh my goodness. That I just don't even know, Pamela. I, I lost a nephew, and it was traumatic. It was oh goodness. I mourned here with my sister in Florida when she lost her son. I mourned, and every morning I woke up for I don't know how long because she holds so much in and has to be strong, in front of everybody, that I just I would wake up and just cry for her because I felt like she wasn't able to mourn. Um, so yes, I will pray for her parents because that is uh Pamela, did she have any children? Yeah, I went through that time, and that's why Kevin, after I started this, he was glad when I started this because he would see me cry all the time. And my nephew was just 25 at that 25, 22, something like that. And he just could not, okay. He couldn't deal with the change in his brain uh, after he came off drugs. So he took his own. He decided he didn't want to live, and my sister had two sons, and he was a younger one. So that's why she tells me don't hold things back. Get as many people praying as you can, and it's just um, I don't know how people deal with losing a child. I just don't know, Pam. I know when I did not know when my daughter was homeless, when she was out there living a homeless life, that was scary to me, not knowing um, what condition. But, Pam, you come on later, but my daughter is in a facility. This is day 6. So she's getting the help she needs. And she told me she went to church Sunday. She didn't have to, but she went. So prayers work. I know they work. And that's why I hashtag prayers for Tiffany until she ended up coming back to herself. It's going to be a while, but I know she is. There's no doubt that she is going to be back. And Denise, I have felt the prayers not only for her, but for our whole family. And, there would be days when things would be real hard that I just did not feel, not really, not nothing. But I think those are the days that God put his cocoon around me. That's what I call it, or a buffer on my heart, where my heart would not just break in two. but it was just, I think it was last week or the week before. I had an overwhelming sense of something about her, and all I could do was hold my pillow and just cry where Casey and MawMaw couldn't hear me. I mean, just sobbed into my pillow and didn't quite know what I was that upset about, but prayer and that. Yes, Denise. You guys, Denise has had an unspoken prayer now for a while. Monique, um, I did, and I told her when she was not the one time she come to the house was going to go into rehab, and she didn't. She left. But I told her then she just wasn't in a good mind to hear what I was saying or did not want to hear it. But I told her again last night when right before she went into the ER to get her some fluids, she just needed to talk to me. And she said, Mom, I just wish, she said, I was so sick last night and all I wanted was my mom. So I'm so sorry for everything I've said because I do love you and I do need you. And I wish I had my mom. I said, I know. I'm on the phone. I said, I know, babe. I said, I know. And I said, there was one time I felt that way for you and I had my pillow. Hey, Denise.
Hey,
I said,
baby.
I had my pillow and I had an overwhelming feeling something wasn't right. So I put my arms around that pillow. Like there's so many times my kids have always laid on the bed with me. And she would cuddle up to me a lot of times, but I wrapped my arms around that pillow and I cried and I prayed to God to in that moment touch her. And I spoke as if speaking to her. I told her, Mom's here. I love you. I'm proud of you. And I cried and I told her that on the phone. And that made her cry more. And I said, so don't think that while you were out there, I was not with you. I said, because I was. I said, I
Amen.
was. And I said, somewhere deep in your mind that even you didn't realize, you were crying out for your mom. So, and I told her, and I said, Tiffany, I have written to you. I wrote to you. She said, what do you mean, Mom? I said, well, you bought me and you matching little notebook type things. And I said, and I did a picture in it that says cracked, not broken. And I did with red hair and I did it like with stitches on the face. I said, because I said, we might be cracked, but we're not broken. And neither are you, Tiffany. And I said, so there'll be times that I would be watching something and almost call you to say, did you watch this? And I said, I'd catch myself. And instead of being sad, I said I would grab that notebook, Tiff, and I would write like I was talking to you. Tiffany, I thought about you while I was watching this movie. And I said, so I that's what I did. She said, are you serious? I said, yeah, I talked to you this whole time. So I said, so use that journal I gave you. It's the Footprints in the Sand journal, hardbound. I have it behind me, and just where I sent some out to people too. I mailed some out, but I kept that one for a reason. I don't know, it was for
Yeah.
her. I just did not know it was for her at the time. And
I love my journals.
April said, "Oh, hey Gail. Good morning, Gail."
Hey,
Um,
Gail. Hey,
so
everybody.
April said, so Tiffany, write to Abriana, write to Joey, or you'll get to see him, but write to her. This is day 5 and I'm thinking of you. And she she said, just write like you're talking to them. That's
Yes.
what that's what I told her. And like April said, one day you'll be able to show her that your struggle and how you overcame the struggle to where you could get back to her and get
Yes.
back to your son.
And that you
Um,
never stop thinking about them. They were
yeah, it
always
is.
with you.
That is a form of praying, Monique, and that's why I would write it down, and I have this whole time. This is my, I send out prayer jars, but this is the one. April gave me this one, Bougie Bear, Casey's
Yeah.
best friend, April. And when she gave me this one, I would put prayers whenever I would think of Tiff. And anytime I would get nervous or upset, and I'd be like, God, why am I asking you this? How many times, God, am I going to turn this, give you back this? And I said, no. Oh, thank you, Pamela. I know there are many prayer warriors out there. But
Amen.
I tell God, Lord, I know you get tired of me saying the same thing. I've done turned it over to you. So sometimes I just put a little note and put it in here. Oops. I put a picture of my nanny and my mom because my mom, Lord knows, she needs some prayers too. I put this old picture in it of me, my mom, and Tiffany when Tiffany was a little girl. That was taken at church.
Mm-hmm.
And then this picture of when I took of Tiffany and my little Abriana. This picture was taken in, oh my gosh. Well, Abriana's 4 now, but I caught that picture of them too. And I put those in here along with little prayers, and that sits beside me. Sits beside me.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt guilty, you
True,
guys.
honey.
All right, you go to bed, Pat, and I love you. Thank
Love
you
you
for coming
too.
on. Um, I guess I felt guilty that because I can't talk to my mom, that I was, and I know you guys, this is crazy, but I thought I was being punished because if I can't talk to my mom and haven't talked to her, well, maybe that's what I get for Tiffany not wanting to talk to me. In fact, that's one of the things my mom's told me last time I talked to her. That's what you get. That's what you get because you ran away. You ran away and I didn't know where you were. So that's what you get. And you did this and this.
No.
That's what you get. You deserve everything you're getting right now.
Uh-huh.
Good
She tried to
night,
make you
Neville.
feel guilty.
Good night, Neville.
Good night,
Love
Laura.
you. So I did feel, they did put that guilt in my mind. But no
That was
matter
awful.
what, I didn't talk to. I did, and I'd never tell Tiffany, well, that's what you get. The
No.
things of her living out there on the streets and she's experienced. I tell her, Tiffany, do not hold that in and think it's your fault. Um, Things that's happened, yes, you may have been in that circumstance, but it's not your fault. Uh-oh, Denise, her internet went down. That I made sure to tell her it's not your fault. There's some things that was not your choice. And it doesn't matter if you did something by your own choice and things happen. You've got to start not um, feeling guilt. You've got to heal from the inside. So no, I'm not going to be the mom to, I'm not the mom to tell my child, well, it's your fault this happened to you. No, our love is supposed to be unconditional. Yes, we can get angry at things that our kids do, or pray. I turn to prayer, prayer, not, yes. Yeah, Monique, I just, I don't enable, but there comes a time when a person, it doesn't matter if it's your parent, if it's your sibling or a best friend, when they go to finally get help, don't stop praying, and let
Sorry, I got a
them
phone
not,
call.
yeah, and let them not feel guilt. They feel guilt anyway. A person that has lived like that already have so much guilt that is on
Mm-hmm.
them. People don't need to add extra. Hey, Bruce. Good
Hey,
morning,
Bruce.
Bruce.
You
So,
are so right.
when she said, well, tell daddy I love him, I knew she need to hear her daddy's voice. And
Yep.
Keegan's so much like his mom and dad. He said, I love you too, Tiff, and I'm so proud of you. See, that's something that I never got from my parents. I can't really remember them ever telling me they're proud of me. I really can't. But that's something that when I first seen MawMaw around her kids and around Kevin, her telling, no matter what, my father-in-law would pat Kevin before we left and say, I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you, son. And MawMaw would tell him, and MawMaw tells me all the time. And
Heck yeah.
she's day 6, Bruce. My daughter's in she went willingly into a year program, and she's day 6.
Praise the Lord. I'm just so excited.
Oh, so that's the name of it. The shame that, all right, the shame that binds us.
Okay.
Let me, I'm gonna
Write that
highlight
down.
that.
If you
I'm
say
gonna,
you better, because you'll forget it.
and I'm gonna
Like
do
me.
that. Healing. All right, is it healing the shame that binds you? Is that it? Cinnamon, healing the shame that binds you.
My cinnamon's here. Good deal.
Yes, I will find that book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Vermont, Bruce, it's going to be a year, and during that time, they actually, I guess, helped her um, get on the patch, because I said, "Oh, day 5, babe, and you're not, and they're not letting you smoke." And she said, "They did help me get the patch until I can come off
Amen.
that." I said, "Well, good, but I'm so proud." And so yeah, today's day 6. Day 6. Oh,
This is a
cinnamon.
great place she's in. I'm excited.
Yeah. And it's
I'm
going
so
to take that
excited.
year. And
It's like
I I think I told some Friday, but I'm not sure. But the program she's in, if she finishes out that program, when she starts getting
Mm-hmm.
more of herself up here, because Tiffany's really smart, she can sign up for college courses. She can start her college courses
Yay.
online. Um, they will, I mean, they'll help her with all of that. They're going to help her start her life over again with her independence.
Praise the Lord.
And
It's going to be great.
when what was it, a few weeks ago, Denise, or a couple weeks, when me and Kevin were up in the top thing cleaning it up in the man cave. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put a video out there today. Most of it was her stuff that she moved and moved and moved, and then she'd leave stuff behind. But dishes and stuff, I'm like,
Yeah, everything.
Tiffany's gonna need that. In my head, this is what God was already telling me. And then
Uh-huh.
pictures and picture frames. And I was thinking, well, she's gonna want these. She's gonna want these.
I
And
know
'cause she's
anybody
gonna,
that would have seen Darlene would have said, "Why are you saving all this stuff?"
yeah, well, Casey, yeah, he was like, Mom, she ain't never gonna need those. But in my head, I'm like, she's gonna start over.
No,
She's
in your
gonna have a
heart, you
house,
knew.
and she's gonna need these things.
Yep.
She's
God
gonna need,
already told you.
yeah. And so when she said a year, that is a long time. So
It is, but it's okay.
her friend said, well, what have you been doing this past year? This past year, what have you been doing? And Tiffany said, things I shouldn't have been. And she said,
I love
okay.
it. No,
She
no, no,
said,
love it.
well, in this year,
No.
she said, this year to
Go lay down.
come, you're going to be able to see your kids again. You're going to start your life
Huh?
again.
Kobe's for lunch sound good to you?
Yes.
But every one of you guys
I'll give you my debit card.
that
Please.
prayed and
I
encouraged
don't mind paying it.
me,
We can pay
I
for it.
thank you.
No.
I thank you because it made me stronger.
I don't have to, but I'm
It
not.
made me stronger. Oh, so yeah, Cinnamon. My nephew, my sister in Florida, her oldest son, the look on his face when we went to the whatever went to the surfaces, the look on his face, because he did not have anything to do with his brother, because he was just angry at what he was doing. And the look on his face at the services, it just broke me. It just, to know he lost his brother and they did not have that relationship. And when that's what hurts, when you distance yourself. And sometimes you have to. Tough love hurts those that give the tough love. Thank you, Monique. When I tell you
They all
guys,
went to the pool.
Friday, when she come by here to tell us goodbye and wanted to see us before she went, when it felt like a cloud of oppression that has been on our house for so long lifted. My spirits lifted, you guys.
Yes.
Because they were,
Casey.
yeah, they had to be her choices. See, nobody could tie her up and make her go. It was her choice.
Yes.
And so that is when, it's not like she was locked up at the police department, then they made her go. No, she could have very well left at any time. And then I usually read these. So I'll read this one today. And it's entitled Nothing Impossible. When the visible looks totally impossible, our self is purged from the process. God is working from a totally higher level. So,
Amen.
yeah. So things that I felt like was impossible, part of me. Nothing's impossible with him. And I
No.
used to cry out and say, God, why did you, when she died on the operating table and then she was brought back, I would just be by myself in my truck or something. I said, why? Why for her to live this life? Why for her to live this life? I don't understand. And I would just cry out. I would cry out, to God. Why? How come she survived that to be doing this? And I'm going to lose my daughter to this, but God has his master plan.
Yes, he does. And you know what, darling? I'm gonna tell you something. When
What?
Tiffany came by and was gonna do this, everything fell different than it ever had. Because number one, she called her daddy. Her daddy was the one. Well, her daddy was the one to pick her up, not you and Casey, but her daddy. Number two, she called her dad and told her, "I'm ready to go, Daddy.
Yep.
I'm ready to go."
Yep.
She didn't call you. She didn't call because she called her dad.
Yep. But I was the
And
one
then
that picked her
she
up.
come right. You picked her up, but you were stuck in traffic. It took a while for you to get there to be able to go. And then you pick her up, you bring her home because that was it. You were gonna bring her home, and then April was
Good
gonna
morning,
pick her up.
Mama. Good
So
morning.
then she started. Hey, Mama. Started. She said things,
Yeah, I'll take
and
it.
you walked away. You went to your bedroom. You immediately not hurt your feeling. It's like he numbed you. He made you a little angry, but you walked into your room. You immediately
Yep.
got on your knees and you prayed the blood of Christ over her and bound those demons around her. You had not done that before. Casey was different. Tiffany was different. But then Tiffany made the comment she did. And
Mhm.
y'all expected her to run. She didn't run, and she could have.
And then she
April
went in
picked her
Casey's
up.
bedroom.
Yes, she went in Casey's bedroom, tried to make some
Bruce,
calls.
yes, this is
Nothing
one.
worked.
This
It
is
was
one that she could
perfect.
just walk away from, and that's why
Yes.
when she had to go to the
Yep.
ER last night because she's dehydrated.
Yes.
Her gastric bypass was done so bad that they did not leave her enough of a pouch to hold much food, so or liquids. So it's very easy for her to get dehydrated. I
Yes.
don't know yet.
But
So
everything worked.
yep.
God
So,
had her. And he
so
been
she
protecting her this whole time. It was different. We knew this was good. Everything was good. God did it just right.
but when she had to go when they told her she needed to go to the ER, she was afraid. She was afraid that they were going to take her bed away, as they call it, her room,
Yes.
and so that meant she wants to be there that
Yes, she
much.
does.
So then they said, no, no, you're just going to try to get your fluids and build that up, and you're coming right back here if you want to. So she's tired of running, Bruce. She's tired of
Yeah.
running, and she's finally got that place that she can call her own, even if it is just a room. It's her own, and can't
Yes.
nobody tell her you have to leave. She can walk
No,
out if she wants to, but they will not tell her she has to leave.
she
And
doesn't want to.
that's the big
And
blessing.
everybody is so kind to her. She didn't know there were good people in the world.
Mm-mm.
Just like you said. And they are. They treat her like a person and not like a addict. They treat her like a person. And they treat her just like she is. They don't that's not a problem. They're gonna love her just like she is. And
Um,
all the other girls there are very kind to her. They're nice to her. And she didn't know what it felt like.
no, she had forgotten the good. But what
Yes.
happened? I think there was one day last week. maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, that the police got in touch with us that she needed to go be picked up somewhere.
Yes.
So Kevin went. I stayed home because that's when I was busy having that dizziness, and Kevin went. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, nephew, girlfriend, and niece. See, um, all the encouragement, all the stories that people were sending me. Oh, I know sometimes it's hard to put in words, Bruce, what you're thinking, and then to put it into words because sometimes I sit up here and I struggle with the correct with how to say something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
her
No.
dad went. So
Come on. Come on. Get in.
and it wasn't me. I'm like a trigger, for her because she knows. She doesn't want to
Come on.
disappoint her dad,
Get in.
but with me, she knows I was praying for her. She knows it. And so part of her was like, didn't want no part. That's what she said. When she was on the front porch, she told her friend, she said, well, I don't want to go anywhere. They're going to be poking uh, God all down my throat and all that. She said, I know what my relationship is with God. I don't need anybody just over me, over me, over me, preaching at me. And I mean, that was Thursday. That was her mind frame at that time moment. And
Yep.
so, you know, by her being in that cocoon
She told
of
him I ain't going to church.
the girls around her. No, you did not disrupt me, Pamela. Sometimes um, there's some things sometimes that somebody needs to hear or to share. So that's why when you told me not to go yet,
Yes.
I'm fine with
We ain't gonna
that.
turn you away, baby.
I'm fine with that because, yeah. So Bruce, okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Bruce. And her dad, see, her dad went through it too. She knows her dad is 32 years sober. We've been together 34. He is 32 years clean and sober, Bruce. So that's why Kevin could, on
Yes.
that, he could understand and have compassion for the struggle in her mind and her body. Me, I never had that,
Yes.
but I've always known prayer can help. So sometimes the spirit that has somebody, oh, they do not want you praying. I have known you guys. I have known the more that people out there pray for her, that it would
Yes.
go one way or the other. She'd keep running even harder, or she would come back. It's like the prodigal son, and I did do a thing on the prodigal son's mother of what the mom and it's what that's not in the Bible as far as what happened with the mom, but that dad stood at that gate every day, ready, waiting for his son to come back home.
Looking for him.
The son, it was so bad, the son
Yes.
was eating the stuff that was thrown out for the pigs. And but he came from a family
Yes.
with the finest of things. And so,
Mm-hmm. And he
she
was willing
got
to be a servant, not even go back as a son, but as a servant.
yes, Cinnamon, she called her dad.
And he was welcome.
I was it was Thursday. I was in wasn't it Thursday, Denise? I went to Opelika. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Thursday. And I was all the
Yeah,
way
because
in,
I
in
rode with you.
yeah, I was all the way in Opelika and he even called me. He said, well, Tiffany said, come get her, for me to come get her. Her bags are packed, Daddy, and I'm ready to go. And I'm like, well, okay.
Yep.
And then I said, well, I'll go. And Casey said he's going to ride with me because, of course, we had to go to a drug house. And then I was in that traffic. But see, while I was in that traffic, not only like me and Denise prayed for whoever that truck driver is. I don't know, but we did pray for him.
Yes.
But on the ride
Mhm.
home, that whole ride home, about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, I did nothing but pray, you guys. I prayed for Casey's spirit, for my spirit to be okay.
Mhm.
I prayed for her to be receptive of me and Casey picking her up. And because we were the two closest to her. Casey was her best friend. Casey
Yes.
worshiped Tiff. That was his older sister. And
Mhm.
they were inseparable. So I took that time to ride down the road and pray. And there came a calmness over everything. Amen, Monique.
It
Jesus
did.
said, when you stay with me, in
Amen.
me, I will stay in you. And
Yes.
that's how it meant. It was meant for me.
Oh, we were
All
some
things.
praying people.
That's why it was meant for me to be by myself that day. I do believe. Because,
Mhm. Oh
I just,
yeah.
and even the traffic jam, it was all for me to get right in my heart as to
Yep.
not
And
get
it was funny
offended.
because I rode with you.
Yep, you
I
wrote with
rode
me.
with you up there and was with you in the traffic jam. And then I got off because I told you, I said, go ahead and call Kevin and Casey and them so they'll know you're okay and what was going on. Because you're going to be late
Yep,
and that would scare them. And I got off with you. And as soon as I got off with you, I started praying just like I
yep,
knew you would. And it was
and
just,
yeah,
I prayed the same prayer you were praying, not even knowing that's what you were praying.
and so I needed to get calm. I needed to not worry,
Yes, you
and
did.
I needed her to accept me being the one to come get her. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe
me
in,
either.
we say luck. We say luck,
Yeah.
but then I say blessings
Mm-mm.
because um, we are blessed in
Yes.
different way. I don't think that any of us are brought together on this with you guys meeting me here by
Mm-hmm.
chance.
No, I know not.
Yeah, I understand, Bruce. But Bruce, thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for
Oh,
the
yeah.
encouragement. Um, and then Ben is new to this, and
Love you, Bruce.
but Denise, I hope it gives you some hope
It does.
that
It does.
well, and Denise A with her nephew and the nephew's girlfriend and her
Oh,
niece.
yeah. Well, see, I've got a niece who's a big time drug addict. And, we don't know where she is. We don't know
Yeah.
what she's doing. But the only thing we can do is pray for her. And she is prayed for because
Uh,
Tony's
right.
not mine, but I have loved her so hard because she spent all her time growing up at our house. It was every day, every day, every day, every day, all day long. And, when you have somebody that is so constant in your life and then this happens, she's not my child, but I
Yeah.
love her. I
Oh
love
yeah.
her dearly.
I love my nephew like my own. But
Yeah, it's hard.
Friday when she come by here, to be taken and be signed in, and she wanted to see us. I
Yes,
told her, she was crying, of course, and I
I
said
believe.
we all were. And I said, baby, this is the first day of the rest of
Miss
your life.
Chris.
I
Well,
said,
hello.
Friday the 13th, when you were on the operating table and that doctor messed up, I said, we always said that's your rebirth day. And every
I
Friday,
love you.
every Friday, the 13th of January, every year, a lot of times I'll put on my Facebook, happy rebirth day, Tiff. Her rebirth day is when God, um,
Rolled her back.
yes, he let her go just enough to bring her back. And we really did, for what purpose? And then it been this. I said, that's your rebirth day. I said, but you know what, baby? This is the first day of the rest of your life. Think of it that way. And
Oh, yeah.
so,
She
you
gets a
know,
whole new start.
so you guys, I just want to say again, thank you for your prayers. I'm, I'm very happy, and I'm going to get in touch with, and you guys, April, bless her heart, she's got kids. She's got a husband at home. She's got kids. And she told Tiffany, because while I was on phone, she said, they won't let me in the hospital with all this going on. She said, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to sit in that parking lot. She said, I'm going to sit in that parking lot until they tell me you're admitted or they can't admit you. And then we'll have the traveling nurse come by and give you fluid. She said, but I'm not going anywhere. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to sit in the car. So, you guys, when I tell you that is April's, that's her calling. That is her ministry.
Yes, it is.
And Gail asked me, did she get in touch with Candace? She did not, Gail, but her childhood friend April, she's the one that reached out. And she did say on her first 30 days, well, after her 30 days, she can leave for the weekend. She told April, ask April, could she stay the weekend at her house? And April told her, of course. And then she'll be able to go to church with April. And I'll be able to go to church, and we can go to April's house. Cinnamon said, as I used to tell Jimmy, it's a yes or no answer for yourself, question to use or not. Huge path to walk, no matter the answers. And
Yes.
when she's ready, and Gail, if you're still listening, I sent out to people on my YouTube that have been praying for her. I tried to do one that I could just share with everybody. I copied and sent it to everybody. All right, Denise, say tell Mr. Chicken
Bye, Denise.
hello.
Love you.
But I don't know.
Y'all just know we're going to be in your prayers, guys. We're going to pray for y'all. Got all the prayer requests. That's what this place is all about, is to love you, to take care of you, to pray for you, to celebrate with you. Whatever it is you need, we're here for.
And
I wish I could just give everybody a hug.
one of my
I do.
one of my playlists is I forget the name of it. Let me see. It's
I love you, Pam.
but one of them are about addiction in the family, I think. But I'll do an update there too because I do have a few videos talking about how it feels and how it has been feeling to live like this and I just put it out there. So if anybody came across it, if they are going through the same thing or so I need to update today. I need to update you
Yeah.
guys so in case somebody else comes across that video, that maybe it'll give them a hope. Like, and it's not a 5-day and she's healed. This is
No.
going to be a long process. I
And one
know.
thing about it, it's a lifelong thing.
Yes,
It's not ever gonna go away. It's not like you have an illness and you can make it well and you're good to go from then on. No, this is going to be Tiffany's taking steps to live the rest of her life.
but you guys, she has always said. I mean, before
And
I
it's
was going,
awesome.
she would tell doctors, "Don't give me pain medication because um, I'm addicted to it." So even before it got this bad, um, that she would flat out tell the doctors that. So it's not that she's ever tried to hide it. She, and even around us, she would say, um, "Yeah, I I've been doing this, this, and this, and it's wrong." And that's what April, her friend, told her. April said, "Well, you know what? You're better off than a lot of people because a lot of people won't admit they need help. And
Amen.
you admit what you've been doing, and you admit that it's wrong, and you admit you need help." She said, "Tiffany, do you know how many people that can't do that?" And they said, I mean, April said, "That is a big step right there." Because
Huge.
usually people are in rehab a while before they say, "Okay, I need help." But
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's because the spirit that has been with her since she was a child, since she was baptized and God and get up in church and sing for the Lord and all of those things, God did not leave her. God
No,
doesn't leave us. We
no, he
walk
doesn't.
away. We walk away. And that's why that footprints in the sand journal thing that I come across was meant for her. It was meant for
Yeah,
her.
because he
And
carried
then,
her.
like Casey said, "Mom, sometimes," he said, it ain't just footprints in the sand. He said it's drag
Drag
marks.
marks.
That's what Casey said. He said, "Mama, sometimes it's drag marks where he had to drag us kicking and screaming." I said, "I know, I know." Um, the user is the only one that can decide. With Jimmy, it was hepatitis C from an, yeah. Um, yeah. So, you know, she's got to see how that is too. That's another big thing too. The workup, the doctor visits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys, it is almost time for a Porch Church Network, and I'll need to get like to go along with them. I have to pull up the Bible app where I can see it on
Yeah.
screen. And I'll lean back in my chair with my feet propped up and follow along with Casey. Gail, I don't know if you're at work. If you're not, let me copy and paste this for you. Um, Casey will be he'll be doing a Porch Church Network reading the Bible because Gail, that's what he does now at 11 o'clock. So I have to have a time to stretch my legs and such as that and finish eating this other
Okay.
Reese's cup.
Okay. Okay.
So
Just a
I love
minute.
you guys and I'll be back tomorrow.
I'm a hot mess, but I want y'all to know I
Uh,
love you very, 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 very much, guys. Everybody in here. Thank you. Thank you for the prayers that you send and just for loving us. I appreciate it more than you know. And, and I don't know what else to say except I
I
love you
know
guys.
I'm just
Mwah.
overwhelmed. I
Yep. Big
I'm
old hugs,
overwhelmed with
guys.
love from you guys. So you guys, I hope to see you over on the Bible study channel. And if you guys go over there, please, I am Cinnamon. please, if you go there, hit the thumbs up, hit the
Amen.
subscribe. You know,
You'll
Casey
get
will
a
get back.
blessing.
Casey will get back to doing it 3 times a week. And Gail, I love you too, girl. I love you. So we will end this. God bless. God bless you. God bless
Your
your
family.
family, and God bless the world.
Till we see you again.
Till we see you
Bye.
again.